It is February 6th, February 2024. And I wake up in the night and I was disturbed of this what happened to me about the doctor and was not stress of it or something, but I wanted to do write a mail to our television, not this commercial television, but this for the country that we need to have television. I don't know what it's called, country television. And so I write them about this, that the doctor look at my problem, health problem, was what they thought for 20 years ago, in 2024, 2004, 2004, and it was just when I come back from United States, and they didn't understand. But I think I forgive them to not understand, but they should not be like nonchalant or ignorant about it. That maybe is more to learn in psychology. And so I was trying to find help for all this stress I had when I come back to Sweden from being homeless in the United States in 3.5 years and had no money at all. Those people in the United States that was homeless and am homeless, it's very much that I don't say that everyone, but all of them came with a car. They had a car, so they could, if they got gas in the car, they could drive away from the city and or stay a little far away from center of attention and then sleep in the car. And they had all their belongings in the car. So for me, is it not to be homeless when you have a car? When you don't have a car, you are walking or need to take the bus to wherever you should be. That's to be homeless. A car is a home for me, but you maybe think differently. So I didn't have that. And the homeless people, they go to friends and sleep in the daytime and eat and could do whatever. Many of them used drugs, so they were doing that in the daytime. And And then they had parents that they could go home, or relatives to go home and eat and sleep at their place. And then only that they couldn't sleep where they were, they go and be like they were homeless. But they were not real homeless. They had places where they could sleep. And then after a while, after some years, maybe 2 years, I talked to some people that was homeless. It was a young man that was interested in me. They didn't wanted me for sexual things. They only was interested in me. And they were going to the church and did some drugs sometimes. And in the United States there is daily work very much. So they work when they need to have extra money to drugs, and then they prefer to be homeless to not need to pay the rent. And they were a little smart men, but not smart in their lifestyle, but they were smart. And they told me, because I asked them, where have you your belongings? You walk around in the city and you have nothing with you. And there was some women told me that they dig a hole in the ground under bushes and then put their belongings in the ground. And then they have like a home in the park where they have their belongings and people didn't see it. So I suppose that those with landscaping, they find sometimes things digging down in the ground. And then the women say they have a man. So they were together with a man only to have their belongings where he was living, or have friends that could take care of them. And they had sex with those men was so ugly, with no teeth and sweating because of all the drugs, and much older than them, maybe not older, but because of all the drugs and drinking, they look older. And how can they be together with those men? I was thinking that was like a limit. I never wanted to go there. And but I was close to it anyway, as I didn't have any home and any money. So sometimes I treated me like what I could almost be a normal person. So I was dating some ugly men also, but not going so far. So I was in sexuality with them, but I let them give me things. And and not drugs. Give me food to eat, and I got some belongings from them that I suppose they have stolen. Got perfume like that from them, and I was so poor, so I accepted what they gave me, if it was nice things, and I dropped what I should say about to be homeless. It's those that was homeless in United States, most of them. I don't say everyone, but they had a diagnosis, and they say to me, "Go and get your diagnosis." They say, "Go to a doctor and he do the diagnosis," and they show me how to act like be crazy. Do this, they say to me, and showing me how to act crazy. But they didn't understood that I was not American. I didn't live in United States. I was there without any paper. I didn't have any home or nothing. I couldn't go to the doctor and say, "Write me in so I get retirement for be crazy." So I didn't answer them. I let them believe that I was American. And those men that I was talking about, they told me that they had their belongings in a store unit they rent for about, in that time was it $50 rent 1 month, a store unit. And so I did that when I had got a home, but I couldn't pay the rent. But in that time I had a home, I collected much things, so I knew what to do. So I went and rent a store unit. There is parks, lots of parks in the United States. There is in Sweden here also, but not the same thing. So I had that store unit and know what to do, because I could go there and let the door be open, because there was camera checking out who was going into that area. And if it was warm outside, I could have the door open, and then I lay there with my belongings and sleep for a little while. And if I had some food, I eat there, and had it as a little home. So that's what they did. They rent a small place where they could sleep in the daytime. I tried to sleep in the mall, in the big storehouses, and but the security guard come and wake me up and say, "You can't sleep here." So that was not a good idea. So this is for me to be homeless, to not have anything, to go and rest and get some food to eat and these things, and be with other people that I hadn't when I was in the United States. So when I come back to Sweden, I was with a Muslim family 1 year before I come home, but that was not resting place because they were really mean to me, very bad people to me, and because I was, in that time I was Christian, and I had the Bible in my room, and they saw it and hate it. But as it was 2002, and they couldn't hire an American girl to their home because of the terrorist attack, that they had to hide. And there were some evidence that the man was in the terror to do with something that I have told you in the other episode about it. And so I was scared when I come home. I was more tired than scared. Tired inside me. I was a wreck. I had to go and do something. And I go to the psychology, and they thought I had not been in the United States. They say that I have been sleeping on the street in Sweden. And so they didn't believe in what I was talking about when it's come to be homeless in the United States. And they saw me as a poor woman. So how could I fly to United States and have no money, laying on the street? So they don't understand that I was not from the beginning poor. I was manager for the computer system in our city, and I was this tenants manager for the tenants in the city. I did many things. I had money before I left, and then I didn't had any money in the United States. But I had from the start when I bought a flight ticket to United States. And then I got the flight ticket from my daughter's father. He bought one for me and sent it to me because I that was the good thing that I lived with those Muslims, because then I had an address so he could send me the flight ticket, or else I have not could coming home because I didn't have any money to buy the flight ticket. I had once, but they were stolen from me. But my daughter's father paid the flight ticket, and in that way he was good in that way. But I think it was very much selfish things also, because he was by himself, and he said that he missed me, and he didn't understood that he let me go when we were living together in 16 years, and then he let me go. So I think he had in his mind that he should be together with me, because he let me stay in our house for maybe 2-3 weeks. But then I felt like it's creeping, it's coming back to me, how he treated me. So I say that I need to start my life again. So I left him, and I come to this city where I am now. And so it was so bad that psychologists thought I had been poor all my life. And that is very much that I have seen, that they think that poor once, poor forever. And you know it's not true. Some of you know it's not true, because life is up and downs. So you can have money, lots of money, but you maybe have taken all the money out from doing party things, drugs, drinking, and you can maybe have spent it on a partner. I live with a man in Chicago, and he pay, I think he say $3,000 every month for having a daughter with another woman, and she took very much money from him because they have a daughter together, and that also can make the money go away. Even if you have money, it's going away from you in some way. And so, but they here in Sweden, they are thinking like that, and in that way is it also easy for people that is coming from other countries, that they're coming running away from a war, for example, that they look like they are poor when they are coming here, but they have been much wealthy, and they may be on their way to Sweden, have put in the money in a bank account in another country to use it when they have coming to a place to live. So they maybe have lots of money on a bank account. But as the Swedish see it, no, I hear some of saying this, that they have learned. No, there's many that have not learned that, and let them come in here and treat them like they are poor, because they like to see people poor, and they want you to be poor. They want you to be needy. So they, even if you tell them that you have money, they don't believe you, because they see who how you look like, and they know you're coming from a war, for example, and then they think that, and that's good for those people that want to come here and go on vacation later on to that country where they have the money stored. So I have lived in houses where there is no people in their home. They have got a home from Sweden, and they have coming here from war, and they are never here. They are never in Sweden. They have that money from Sweden, and then they work or live in another country, but they don't sign themselves into that country. They only live there and get money there. And so it's this blindness that make hard for some people and easy for some people. And for me, it's been hard as they had seen me poor. But one thing was good to see me as poor. It was when I had my cats. And they knew I had cats. But they were thinking I was poor. So they thought I had a cat you can pick up from the street that costs never anything. But I have real breed. I have ragdoll cats that I was selling to get some money to build up my life, and then what was it to travel to Israel. The first time the cats paid much of my traveling to Israel because I had kittens and I sold them, and I sold them for much money. You know what a ragdoll cat a breed cost. It's a I don't know, $1,500, I think, like that, for one kitten. And when first time I traveled to Israel, I had got 6 kittens. My cat have given me 6 kittens. So I had money to pay to travel to Israel the first time. And my daughter's father took care of my cats when I was in Israel. But next time he didn't do that. And I could, because I didn't have a male cat, so I could let them stay rent them into treatment home for kitten, for cats. When you're on vacation, you can have them in a place like a kennel. So I did that, so I could travel. And but they never saw it. They never asked for tax for those selling cats, and because they saw me as poor. So in that way was it good that they didn't understood that I had not been poor my whole life. So now tomorrow am I going to do the test that I have paid for myself, and will it not be an answer there? Is there some other test I can do, pay on my own? And it is now I have to take my glasses so I don't see. Cortisol. The test is cortisol. It is not a common thing, but cortisol is a hormone, and it had with stress to do. It's called the stress hormone, and cortisol is turn on and off, depend what's happened in your day, and the lowest is it when just when you wake up. But most people have slept and relaxed, and then it's built up again when you start your day. And that can also make, because like me, I don't take the sugar test in the morning. I take it in the evening, and then is it very high. No, it's opposite. I take the medicine in the evening, and then I test the blood sugar in the morning, but not immediately. So it starts to build up as soon as I wake up, and that is on the kidneys. That hit the kidneys if it's no balance in it. It should be like cortisol, it should be going up and going down, but not high up and not low down. It should be like a wave in the body, depend on what you are doing. Because cortisol can be good if someone threatens you, so you have this hormone that make you could run away from things, or to be clear in the head and know what to do. And I understand it now, because I am the smartest I am is when I am in threat. When people try to kill me, I could always have, and I have talking about it without knowing this about cortisol, that I have told you that the best weapon you can have is in your brain, to talk you out from situations. And that I have done. But it have been so many times that I have thinking, this is my last hour, time, minutes, seconds before I die. the cortisol have going up in me many times, very high, too high for to be normal. But it also have helped me to be like the time stand still, and I don't run away. I must find a way to talk me out, because what I knew about myself is that I am not good to run. I have never been good in running fast. We were forced in the school to have sport, and one of the sport we needed to do was to run. I think it was 60 meters to run, and every time I should run, and I knew I should be so slow, so they're going to laugh at me because I can't run. So every time I pretend that I hurt my leg, so I stop half of it running, and I have pain in my leg, and they believe me because I never had said it like that. I had never lie, so they believe me in that. But it was for me to not be bully or that people should laugh at me. So as I did it, and so I knew when I was threatened, I couldn't run away from those evil people. So I needed to have another weapon, and that was my brain. So my brain had to take very much of it. The cortisol was going very high on me many times, especially in my childhood. And I was driven over by a truck when I was 3 years old, and I learned the cortisol to be high very in young age. And I am very sure that my brother and older brother and sister hurt me very much, because that was my adopted sister that pushed me out in the street and let me run over the truck and be killed. And it was sometimes, we are talking when they had some pokes and hit me. I was laying bleeding in the grass, and they hit me, but a man come and make them run away. So it had been, and I was falling out from the bus. I think some young boys did it to me, because I tried to hold me and they pushed me, and it was boys from the school, those Arabic Muslims boys from the school. So they were 12 years around there, and they pushed me out in the street. But they maybe they have called for someone to be in the car, because a car ran over me. and I was dying in some way because I saw myself flying out from the bus. It was a tourist bus, so it was not a city bus. It was a high up tourist bus I was in. And I saw myself flying. So that's also in this cortisol way to do it, that it was good because I didn't get any pain. And I find myself, when I wake up, I find myself sitting on the street. And I really didn't have any much pain because I was away. The cortisol was so high in me, so I was away. And so I had some hurting, and that was in my right knee. I was hurt when I was sitting, and they find out that I broke my knee on the right side. Sorry. I have like perfume blowing out in the room in my home, and sometimes is it very strong. I try to let it stay far away from me, but I have walked into that when they just did spray in the air, and I walked through that. I got it in my nose. And so tomorrow I'm going to do that test. And I have tried to find a test result of cortisol in my health report from hospital and doctors. And it seems like they have never done it. And I don't know how to do it. If it's showing that it's something wrong with the cortisol, I don't know how to present it for my doctor. If he go angry at me, it should be good if they write it in my health report. And I wanted to do it tomorrow because in 2 weeks I'm going to the doctor that have with the sugar, blood sugar to do. And it is good that if they could see what's going on with the cortisol. I suppose I get a paper. I hope I get a paper and nothing on the internet, because I don't have a printer. But I can also go to we have just an open library where I can go and get paper printed, so I can take it to the doctor and show it. I hope it's showing the cortisol is not in balance in my body, so that's why I am bad in my brain, and that make sense that the psychology things also, because it can be unbalance in the whole body. So it can be in the mental things also. But that I don't have mental issues because God and heaven help me in this. When every time, I tell you, every time I have had something bad that make me go down in my mentally health, that I don't want to live thinking like that and be very down. It always happens something in 24 hours, something good that make me come up from the deep mood, and they have given me something, saying something to me from heaven that make and that cheer me up. So I never go down there more than a few seconds. So I was selling a kitten that was a man that was very angry at me. I don't remember anymore what it was, but he called me and screaming at me, and those in heaven, afterlife, I don't know if it's God or those in afterlife, but it doesn't matter, only that they tell me. And someone say that I should not answer the telephone. I should not answer him at all. And those in afterlife, they say that he will go angry, extra angry, the first day, and then he don't come back more. When he don't get any answer from you, he stop to be angry. So I did, and it stopped. So they tell me what to do. And if you have this, that you talk to God, talk to they in afterlife, it is not always that you should talk to God. You need to talk to those. You can call them protecting angels, but it is your relatives that am in heaven that help you, and you can talk to them inside your mind in that you need help with this situation that you are in. And I know that you should not talk it to God. You should talk through God, but not to Him. You say that you need to talk to your guardian angels. You say that to God, that you need help from the guardian angels, and ask God if you are allowed to talk to them, and He send them to you, and you can talk to them about it, because they are the one that do the action. It is not God that do the action. God is there if it's something that is life-threatening, then he can step closer to us and help us. But most things that you need help with is your guardian angels. That is relatives to you. And I have told you that I am on my seventh, like guardian angels, the highest priest in heaven, that help me. So I have not been killed yet. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know nothing. I don't know if I will die. I don't know if I maybe will live forever in this time. I don't know. I only know what they tell me and what I see from them. But I can't have any real control over my life, because it's they that make this decision if it's time for me to go or not. So it's only to live my life and wait for it, if it will come, or if they are coming down here to bring me back in another way, or they want me to stay here when they have cleaned up the earth. I don't know, and I don't need to know the future. That's the problem for you that listen, that you think you have the control, but you don't know the future. After you have listened here, you maybe go out and a car come and drive over you, kill you. You don't know. We don't have any control. We need to only live our life that you know in your heart that God wants you to live. And that is your life insurance to be like God wants you to be an image of God in how you think, how you act. People think that it's only to think like God should thinking, but it's also to act. You are still a dead person if you don't act on what you receive from heaven. It's many people, I'm sorry for that, it's so many people that is written into the second book that I have met, and people that I have only met on the internet, but and on this podcast, that they have not acted on what they receive from God, and in that way they are written into the book of death and not the book of life. So I need to recording tomorrow also to see what's going on with this cortisol. And then it was something special that happened with this test. It was that yesterday a woman called me from the clinic that should do that test on me. And she said to me that you can't come here and do the test, she said to me. So she said that we don't have any contract with that company that have written the note to us that we should do the test. And in Swedish it's called remiss. I don't know what it's called in English, but ask them to do the test. And she said that we don't have this contract with them. So, and she took me away from the waiting list, the oh, I dropped the word, appointment. The appointment I had to do the test. I was looking at it because there is on the internet. I can see if I have that time to do the test. And she had taken that away from me. So that means for me that this was very important, because the devil tried to make me not do the test. But I had paid for the test, and I saw it was for 5 months I could do it. But I need to do it before I go to the doctor about the blood sugar. And then I placed in myself in the same time as I should come. And then I have ordered a taxi to drive me there. So I will see what will happen when I'm coming there. If I get the test or not. And I wrote to the company that I have paid the test to. And the manager answered me and said that she lied when she is saying that they have no contract with us, because we signed a contract in October 2023. So it's a lie from her. He said that to me, and then we were talking sometimes, he and I, and then he changed every application and make it right in my papers. I look at it in the morning, and he have written in that I have paid for the test. It didn't say that before, but he write me up in the right way and helped me. So I'm sure that he have called this clinic also and told them that you can't say that to people, that we don't have the contract with you. So I will see what will happen, because it can be many things. Because I know now that the devil doesn't want me to do the test of cortisol. So something is it that he don't want me to see, or the doctor to see. So you that is my protector here on earth, you hold it for me, that everything is going right, and that doctor will see this result and act on it, or else I die. It's very close now. I'm very sick, and this that I have in my brain and legs and everything, that will kill me. And if I don't get any treatment, it's have been overtime, long overtime here. I should have been killed for a long time ago, but I still hold it because I don't drinking alcoholic things, and I try to eat as healthy food, and I take all the vitamins and minerals to hold up the body. So it needs to be done tomorrow. And it is the whole step you should. I tell you that I'm going to talk to God about you that want the negative for me. I will talk to him about it. And he know who you are that prayer negative, prayer to one that is not the real God. And but you that is positive and have connection with afterlife, you should ask for every step to be protected, because it can be the taxi can not come, or we crash into something in the taxi on our way to the clinic or back home. So every step need to be covered from heaven to everything to be, because it is the real target now. If I should live or die, that's it. I want me as a person, I should not have wants, but I have a goal to be older than my mother. And she was 80 years old when she died. So I am at least 10 years more to live. I ask for, but of course, I am more like my father, and his on his branches, those that didn't drink alcoholic, they were over 100 years old. The oldest was 104 years old, and when my father died, I had things to get from the oldest one. When she died, she died after my father had died. She was my father's aunt, and she was 104. So I have that DNA in me, so I can be that. I can be old if I get help with this cortisol, because I'm pretty sure that is the cortisol that do something in the body. I don't have the DNA for these things, that problem I have in my body. I have no drinking problem. I don't take any extra medicine or drugs that I should not take. I try to hold me very clean. I don't even drink coffee. No, I don't like coffee. So thank you for listening, and God bless us all of you. I include myself now, because I feel this spirit around me now from you, my listener, and those that follow me, that understand what's going on. That we hold it together, everyone here. I see it like we are in a ring, holding each other hands in this to be okay tomorrow, to find it out, and that the doctor act on it. Thank you.